what question or questions do you think we should be asking ourselves about transforming workplace culture and leadership?
I really like this question, and it's one question. So the question that I feel like we could all ask ourselves is, how can I be more open? And that could be, so I guess that question is even like a fill in the blank after. How can I be more open to conversation,
Mm-hmm.
to acknowledgement, to seeing something differently? Um, just, I think that to be able to be more open creates this space where I could set aside what my expectations might be for any conversation or any idea or any topic, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then to be able to just create the space and be present in this space with whomever it is that's in the room, and being able to just be like, I'm just here. I'm just here and open to hear and listen from these different perspectives, so then we can create something new.
I like that. And especially given, because of course coming from the perspective of uh, workplace culture and transformation. That is so much the thing. A lot of people that I've interviewed have talked about this is like, well, unless there's buy-in from top to bottom, and
Mm.
unless people are open to doing something differently, by definition, nothing will change. And oftentimes the biggest barriers come actually from the top. It's like, well, we've done it this way. I was like, yeah, but that's why you're asking for help, because you're not retaining employees, or your employees are sick more often than seems natural. Perhaps they don't like being at that workplace. Let's talk about how we can change that. There's lots
Yeah.
of, even if you're just greedy, right? Even if a business person is just greedy, which I think is far from the ideal sort of leader. But even if you're just greedy, when you look at the research and the metrics around, if people love to work for you, you make more money. So if greed is your only goal, if you can still make a place where things like people being open to, okay, can we try it this way? So openness
Yeah.
and receptivity to new ideas, and the idea that making people love their work is
Mm-hmm.
actually in your best interest if making money, especially long term, is your goal. If people hate
Yeah.
where they work, how much effort, and especially discretionary effort, can you expect from them?
Right. And like that's the thing, is that when I was referencing like your everyone's perfect magic glitter, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's their unique way of seeing things, of doing things, right? And so if you have this culture where it's like, well, this is the issue that we have, and then you just allow them to be who they are and allow all of their gifts, talents, and skills to come out, it'll actually, most times, even the studies have shown that things get innovated faster and implemented faster, right? So they end up actually kind of collaborating better as well, because it's like, oh, okay, all know that we have a similar goal, and we're just going to kind of like tap into which parts of us has this element, what's experience, excuse me, that I can bring into this, and then we can go and we can create and we can build. And yeah, like when people feel like they have this, they attach their own like meaning and purpose into what it is that they're doing. Like, if they really buy into, it's not just the project, but even the company. Like if you can get, they can really get into the vision and into the mission. And you
Mm-hmm.
have those companies that say, you know, this is our mission, this is our vision, and this is what we have, this company of people that believe in this. But if they can't express that in the way that it is that they do their work, or like how they could do it, then yeah, like they're just not going to want to be there, and then they're just going to come in and literally do the bare minimum to get by. And so if we go by what you were saying, yeah, if you just are all about the money, like in the greed of the money part itself, it's one of those, if you invest in just even being open to allowing them to do what they do, or like,
Treating your
you know,
people well is a good
yeah.
investment, even if your only purpose is to make more money. That's a real and research demonstrated path to it. While you were speaking, I was listening carefully, but I had to look up what the opposite of a glimmer was.
Oh,
I gave you a link. That's why you saw that link pop up in your chat. And it is, a
okay.
glimmer
Now I
is
can
the
make it.
opposite, the antithesis to a trigger. So it's sort of
Mm.
like, it's like something that triggers joy and happiness and zenness or whatever it is. So that's what a glimmer is. It's like a moment that, instead of upsetting you or perhaps, hitting a nerve, it calms the nerve. It makes you happy. So like I said, I knew there was a famous word. Yeah. So it's the opposite of a trigger.
Yeah, I'm
And
gonna open it
glitter,
right now.
glimmer, they kind of go together.